All right, let's see. Let's see what we looking like now. Let's see what we looking like now. Hopefully the audio is much better. Hopefully the audio is much better. And we could get rocking and rolling and get back to what we were doing. And let's see. Are we live? Are we live? Please tell me that we are live. Yes, no, maybe so. Are we? All right. How does audio sound? Does this audio sound better? Because the audio on my last one was jacked up. It maybe was a yeah. It probably was a StreamYard thing because I could hear like the audio sounds fine now. Now I know one thing. I see it here on OBS. Boy, OBS is telling me that my what you call it? It's telling me that my frames aren't the best. I'm not dropping any frames, but the data's going in and out, and that's due to the Wi-Fi. I already know that, so that's going to be an issue. It's going to hop back and forth until I get a better setup on the Wi-Fi up here. It's just fluctuating, but it looks like everything is good. I don't see anything dropping. I don't see anything going crazy, so that's a good thing. Hopefully, it stays that way. And let's see. Yeah, it says like okay, no data. It's saying that it's going good. I don't know what it's saying two different things. It's saying no data and it's saying it's going good. But nevertheless, it looks like we're good money. It looks like we're good money because I don't see any issues on my end. Hopefully it stays this way. And all right, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and talk about this. I want to put this back up on the screen. Let me get a window capture here. Hopefully this window capture works. If not, I'll adjust it. There it is. And it needs some adjusting, I see. All right, let me get this up here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Like I said before, hold on. Is it like not nothing's really going through? I don't know what. Well, it says it's going good. I'm gonna keep a tab on it from here. Uh oh. Keep a tab on it from here. Hopefully everything is kosher. Look at it from right here. All right, so basically Resident Evil 5 and 6. Sorry for the delay on the other stream was not going well. Resident Evil 5 and 6 is supposed to be is rated for modern consoles. So this is the thing. Is this going to be an issue where that the game is going to be just released based on the PS3, PS4 versions, or is it going to be a situation where the game is going to be actually remade like the first few games? This is one thing I was kind of worried about when I saw this because Resident Evil 5 and 6 are, they're solid games. They're pretty good games. There's nothing wrong with them. They're pretty good. But the problem with it is that the games are a little outdated and you already remastered the first few games. So if you're going to remaster the first few or remake the first few games, this may be a situation where you would want to do the same for the other ones. I mean, I don't know how big of a task it's going to be for them to remake the game or whatever. I don't know how big that's going to be, but it could be a situation that the game just is not going to be able, to be remastered. I mean, I don't know. The first, 5 and 6 are a little bit different than the first ones. I guess 4 is like the closest, but if they're going to remake them, it should be no problem. But nevertheless, I think with Resident Evil 5, it has a lot of things going on with it to where that this game could be in a situation where that uh the undertone of the game could be an issue because nowadays people are looking at everything, and back in 2009 when this game was released, it wasn't an issue to where the game was like, okay, it was set in West Africa. Chris is shooting African, enemies, it could come off as racist. You know how some people are nowadays, and I get it, and that's just the way it is, you know. But back then it wasn't a thing. Now it could be a thing. So are they going to do a thing where it's going to be fixed to where they're going to have to like change how the players are, you know, or how the enemies are? I think that's probably the best way to go about it, even though that they're going to be Africans. Once they turn into their different form, it could be a situation where that there could be something totally different where it doesn't come off that way. So where it'd be you know, it won't look like, you know, how people are nowadays. It won't look like or be perceived the way how people look at it nowadays, where it could be perceived as a racist game or whatever case. I think the game is great. I think the game is really good, and it's unfortunate that it goes that route. But I mean, that's what you deal with, right? I mean, that's just what it is. At the end of the day, you know, that's how society is. Yeah, we're back, man. Hopefully that everything is going good. It's kind of fluctuating due to the Wi-Fi. I got really good Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi, it hasn't dropped. That's one thing. No frames have been dropped, but it's fluctuating so bad. I'm kind of worried about that, but all that's going to be fixed in due time. I'm going to get it to a way where I can get it hardwired up here, because hardwired internet is the best internet. You know, at the end of the day, it's the best internet. But nevertheless, I think with Resident Evil 5, that's the way they're going to have to do it. When it comes to Resident Evil 6, which is a game that I did not finish because of, it was, to me, it just felt like it was a little too drawn out. They got a little bit too ambitious. It was so much going on with the game, and they were able to do a lot, to kind of to its detriment. I don't think it was as good as 5, um, even though 5 was more on the side of action pack, and I kind of like that way, because I feel like that game, you know, it kept me kind of on my toes, but it was action at the same time, so it wasn't like drawn out. And I ended up platinum the game on PS3, and I thought about doing it on PS4, but it's just something I just never got around to, because trying to platinum a game like that is tedious, to say the least. You could be in a situation where you're going to need help. You're going to have to do some type of co-op. It's just going to be a situation where you might have to find somebody else to play with. I'll get to that in a second, Kenneth. I'll tell you in a second. But at the end of the day, I think, you know, these two games, I think they could be remade, and I think they could be done pretty well. I think Resident Evil 6 probably needs it the most, because so many people really didn't get into that game that much. It was kind of disappointing. So they can remake it to the point where it could be a little bit more engaging. Resident Evil 5 was a game that sold pretty well. The DLC was great. You know, everything about the game was actually pretty good, even though it wasn't your traditional Resident Evil. But at the end of the day, a lot of people end up liking the game, and it was really good. So that was something that they can lean on as that as well. You know, just for modern times, they may want to change a few things, and that would be absolutely awesome. Before I get into further into this article, I'm gonna tell you the speeds that I'm getting is like, I think it's like 98 up, and no, I'm sorry, 98 down. Last time I checked, it was 98 down, and it was like 30 up or something like that. I have to take this down and I'm done, right? All right, right now I'm getting 200 up. I'm looking at it right now, just doing it right now. Come on. Wow, I'm getting 142 up and 17 down. I mean, no, 142 down and 17 up. So I'm all over the place. It should be a little bit closer. So yeah, it's going to be all over the place. Nevertheless, I need to get that fixed at some point. But yeah, um, let's see, where is it? Where is it saying? Okay, extreme health. This is poor. All right. All right, let's look at this. Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 have both been rated by modern consoles by US Entertainment Software, fueling speculation about possible remasters or ports in the works. For now, Capcom stays silent, yada, yada, yada. First rating was spotted for Resident Evil 6, one of the most controversial entries in the franchise that leans into action and horror, yeah, yeah, yeah. As noted by VGC, which appeared on ESRB, the new rating mystery Xbox Series released so far hasn't been announced by Capcom. Notably, the game is already available on platforms via the Xbox One port, so it's unclear to why the new Xbox Series version has been rated. That could mean that enhanced graphics or remastering or other changes have not been included in the game with last gen release. Of course, the potential re-release could be as is, but it remains unclear why the new rating would be needed. Somebody said Resident Evil. Oh, never mind. Newly spotted ESP rating for Resident Evil 5 was spotted by GameStop, also listed as being for Xbox Series, compared to Resident Evil 6 listing. The summary of the game game is what you expect. It contains mutating humans, realistic gunfire, gore, coarse language, and more. Beyond this, there's a few clues that exactly Xbox Series version would include, whether it be indeed a remaster, remake, or re-release. Notably, Capcom has taken a relatively scattered approach in the Resident Evil series over the past few years. Full-blown remakes of 2, 3, and 4. The first game is yet to receive similar treatment. The last remake in 2002. It was in 2015. Yeah, that's the. Wait a minute. Yeah, and Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 have only been slightly remastered in the last generation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It says it appears unlikely that the re-releases for 5 and 6 will be full-blown remakes. There's still a chance, and both that be the case would be likely plenty of enthusiasm about the return. Both games are flawed, but the remakes, the potential to help them realize the complete vision, and given the excellent of past Capcom remakes, they would certainly be appreciated. For now, the mystery of ESRB ratings have been, as all we have to go off. So we'll stay tuned and see if anything media are waiting by Capcom. Honestly, my gut feeling, I feel like they may end up doing, I think they probably end up doing remakes. I think they're probably going to end up doing remakes. I don't see this going to be a situation where this is going to be a game that's going to be completely on, I don't think it's going to be completely a PS3 game coming all the way up to the PS5 and Xbox Series. I don't see that. That would be really unfortunate because it's basically the same game. So I don't see that going on in that case. But nevertheless, I think it'd be cool to have these games be remade. I mean, you've seen what happened with 2, 3, and 4. Even the first one, when that was remade back in 2002 for the GameCube, that turned out to be really good. When you turned around and you saw the remake for they did it again for PS4 later on down the road. And basically with the GameCube game, they put it on PS4 and Xbox One. That was pretty good. Or did they do that on PS3? Or something like that. I can't remember. It was those are like really good. So I would like for them to remake these. I don't know. And this is another thing that I see right here. It says, notably, the game is already available on this platform via the the Xbox One port. So it's unclear why the new Xbox Series version has been rated. So that's another thing. So that right there tells you, like, okay, if this is a situation where the game has already been on Xbox One, why would you do the Xbox Series version? You know, that's kind of crazy, you know, for them to do that if it was, you know, something different. So I think this may be a remake. Hopefully it is, because I mean they already did the other games already. Why not do the other ones? I mean that's just the way I feel about that. I think it'd be pretty cool if they done that as well. It actually would be an awesome situation if they did that, you know. So nevertheless, I do feel that at the end of the day, that this is something that is pretty much needed in the game. I'll say in the gaming space in general, because you get a few horror games that are out there that, or some games like this that could be remade, it does well for the rest of the gaming community. People who've been playing all the Resident Evils up until now, and I'm pretty sure 5 and 6 would, be just as good. I think Resident Evil 4, I mean, what they did with that when they remade that was absolutely awesome. I mean, it was absolutely awesome the way they did that, and I was really surprised how well they was able to put that together, and it worked out the way it did. I remember, I was playing it on the no, yeah, I was playing on the PS5, and I have a copy of it. No, I have it digital on the PS5, and I thought it was really good. It was fun to play. Even with Resident Evil 2, I didn't play 3 because I heard 3 was pretty short, so I didn't jump onto that yet. At some point I will. But I played 2 and 4, and those were really good. So why 5 and 6 wouldn't be? It'd be interesting to see how Resident Evil 5 would, be into that space to do something of that nature. And but other than that, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I think this is something that would be a really good thing to this would be a really good thing, at the end of the day. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty excited about it. But when you look at Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, those are two games that kind of made Resident Evil fall off, and then they had to jump up and play 7 and 8. And those two games, those are way better in my opinion than 5 and 6 when it comes to the horror side of things. So we'll see how that goes. Before I get out of here, because I don't want to be on here for too long, because it's a weeknight and I got to go to bed and I got to work or whatever. Doc Type says, I'm not sure how I feel about the remakes. It seems like we're getting saturated with remakes. I mean, the games are good. However, I need something original. The only reason, I know, don't get me wrong, I agree, but the only reason why I'm okay with this is because of the fact that Capcom and Resident Evil, that series is giving you new stuff. I mean, we just had Resident Evil 7 not too long ago. Then we had Village with Resident Evil 8. When was that released? That's a good question. When was Resident Evil 8 released? It seemed like it was a long time ago, right? Oh, it was released in 2017. Wow, it's been no. Is it been 2017? No, it came out in 2021. Okay, so it's been 4 years. Matter of fact, it came out in what day was that? May. It came out in May 2021. Okay, so it's been 4 years. I can see if you get something different. Resident Evil 9 could be something that we could get. I could see that. But now it says right here. Let me pull it up for you. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Let me see. Let's pull this up real quick. I think let's see. It says 2021. Yeah, Resident Evil Village, Wikipedia, initial release date 2020, May 7th, 2021. Now over here it says, oh, that's Resident Evil 7. Resident Evil 7 came out in 2017. And Resident Evil Village came out in 2021. There it is right there. May 7th, 2020. So you got 4 years. I can see it. I can see it. I can see where this could be a situation where you would want another game. I could see that. I also could see where that that the remasters or the remakes could be a thing, because this is a company that's giving you new stuff and they're giving you remakes at the same time. So I can understand what you're saying. I am with you that is a lot of saturation with remakes, but when I'm looking at this from a company by company basis, I think that they're doing a pretty good job of giving you both. So that works out in the long run when it comes to actually putting out something like this. So yeah, now other companies may not need to be doing remakes. some games that should be coming out sooner rather than later. You know, Grand Theft Auto. Let me tell you something. When it comes to remakes and remasters, I will say this: look at a company like Rockstar. Even though they tried with the definitive edition, they did a horrible job bringing the game out. But I think they could have done better if they really didn't try to rush it, and if they did remake those properly, that would have been cool. But that is a company that was basically putting out Red Dead Redemption, and they put out GTA 5 like 7 times. Now that company don't need to put out any more remakes. Honestly, what they should do, they need to give us a Bully. They need to give us a Warriors. They should have been giving us a Midnight Club. They should have been, hell, they should have been giving us a, look, we talked about this the other day. No, I'll pick that up later. They should be giving us another table tennis. They should be giving us something. Same thing, yeah, but that's in Skyrim. Same thing. They do so much with these games until the point that it's actually ridiculous. You know, I think this is something that some companies could get away with. Some companies can't. Like, just say, for instance, look at Capcom again. I think Capcom is probably like one of the few companies that can do this over and over again. They give you like the re-releases of the Street Fighter games, but at the same time, they're doing great things in Street Fighter 6. You know what I'm saying? I do think, honestly, I think they could put out some really good beat 'em ups. They could probably do a new Final Fight. I think they could do a new Darkstalkers. I think they should do that. But overall, the fact that Street Fighter 6 is like so good, they can actually, you know, they can actually get away with giving out remasters. So I think Capcom might be the only company that could do it. Yes, it is much better in here compared to the other spot. Like the other spot, I was like kind of, you know, pinched in a little bit. So I wasn't able to really, you know, do anything or anything like that. But yeah, it is looking good so far. What I plan on doing is, you see these things back here that I hold my DVDs, right? Or they hold my games. They're a DVD holder, but they do great with games. I'm planning on getting enough to spread across the whole back in the other side over there. All that. Let me take this down so y'all can see this. Let me take this down. Not me. Yeah, window. All right. So what I plan on doing is, I want to get those DVD cases, and I'm gonna have them stretch all the way to the other side of the room. So I think it's 3 right there. So I probably could fit maybe 3 more, and then I could put the rest of my games over there. And on this side, I don't have nothing over here but some of my bins, my infamous bins that I had. Now over here is my 4K TV. I want to turn this over so y'all can see this real quick. Over here, those are my bins and all the other stuff. I want to put my CRT television, which is down on the floor right here. Y'all don't see that. Let me put this back. Okay. My CRT television, y'all don't see that. I'm going to put my CRT over there and put my retro games over there. And I'm going to have another thing where I can put my retro games over there. So most of my modern games, I'll say like 6th, 7th generation on up is going to be over there. My 5th generation games on down is going to be on this side. So everything like from N64, PlayStation 1, Saturn, everything on down is going to be over there. But everything PS2 on up is going to be over there. Yeah, just slide side to side in the chair. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean that's basically what it's gonna be, you know. So that's how I'm gonna be. Yeah, I could do it. I'm gonna do it like that, but I also plan on as well. What I also plan on doing, I plan on getting I want to get either like a sectional, a small sectional, or I'm gonna get a couple of recliners up here, and they're gonna be swivel recliners where I can turn and play over here on this side, or I can turn and play right here with my 4K TV. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this TV. I plan on doing that. This is a 43. I think it's like a 43-inch 4K TV. I got it like for a really good deal for my birthday. No, yeah, I bought it for my birthday. It was my gift to myself, and it was like $150 on Amazon for a 43 4K TV, and yeah, it's great. The problem with this is though, the problem with this, it has HDR10, but it doesn't read HDR on my Xbox, which you can see my Xbox right there. You can probably see the little box right there. It doesn't read the HDR on my Xbox, but it does read the HDR on my PlayStation. So it's kind of weird, like how that TV runs. My wife says she wants a TV in her office, so that's going in her office, and I'm going to get a bigger TV for this. So that's going to be the thing. So I got a lot. I got a lot of other things I want to do. I still got some stuff at the old house I need to get my Georgia Southern stuff up on the wall, get some other things up on the wall. I need to get my sound panels. I don't know if y'all can hear, if it is let's say for instance, if it's actual echo in here. Let me hear. Let me see. Wow, there's no echo. I can barely hear it, but I'm still gonna get the sound panels so it can bounce off the wall a little bit better. I got sound panels at the other house, but I'm gonna get the sound panels. I'm gonna put them up here in front of me. So that's a good thing that the echo's not as, it sounds. Listen, Doc Type, when you was here before you got here, I was doing this on sound. I was doing this on StreamYard, and my audio was so bad on StreamYard, I had to come over here to OBS, which, you was here. It was so terrible, and I kind of felt bad because it's I thought it was gonna be like easy to streamline that way, but nevertheless, I think I'm just gonna stick with OBS and just go with this because if I do want to do StreamYard, I'll probably do StreamYard on my tablet. It'll probably be easier on my tablet through my Bluetooth earpiece if I want to do, because I did say I want to use StreamYard to have like more discussion live streams where I can bring people up and we can all talk about gaming and everything under the umbrella. So that's going to be a thing as well. I haven't done one of those discussion things in a long time. I remember way back when I had my very old channel, the one that got, I end up deleting the channel because the algorithm was just kind of jacked up on the way it was running. So I decided to just start over and really just do another channel. I used to do like these gaming discussions. Now, mind you, this was back in 2015, 2014. It was almost 10 years ago. And it was like it was really crazy how it was really cool to do that, and I just never got back into it. And now everybody has a podcast. Now everybody's doing that. I'm not saying I was one of the first ones to do it, but I know back in 2015, 2016, I was doing like these gaming discussions, but it was all around Madden football, because back then and that's another reason why I stopped doing that particular channel, because it was all around Madden football, and Madden football it sucks now. But it just wasn't a thing that I wanted to invest in too much longer. I just put it like this. I have all these games, even back in 2015. I mean, I didn't have the library that I have now. I probably have like half of what I got now. But even all the way back then, I used to do these live streams and we'd talk about Madden football. But I had all these other games right here that I could talk about. And I'm like, why am I sitting here making videos about one particular game when I could talk about all of this stuff? I play all of this stuff. I love playing all this. I have all these consoles, but I'm sticking to Madden. Now, let me open my horizons up and talk about something else. But yeah, I agree. StreamYard might be too bandwidth intrusive. It may be because it's just kind of weird. I just don't know. I don't too much care for it. But if I do StreamYard, I'll probably sit right here, and I have it through my tablet. And through my tablet, I'll use my earpiece to where I can do more with that, and that goes just do more discussion based things, or I could just find a way to be really tech savvy with OBS, where OBS can be a thing where I can actually use this like a StreamYard and have possibly people come up to discuss things based on through Zoom or anything like that. But I won't be using the actual or I can even use StreamYard, but I won't actually be using the platform to stream through. It'll just be a mechanism to have audio through. But I mean, that's a lot of back inside baseball, back behind the curtain type stuff. So I just think at the end of the day, being a really big fan of Resident Evil, I think this could be a thing where this will work. I think this will work, and I think this will be a situation where these guys could put out a pretty good remake. And I think with Capcom, the way they've done the first 3 or 4 remakes, I think they'll do a pretty good job of putting this together. I think that'll be a really good look if they're able to do that. But I read this already, and I have my reserves about it, but I think it'll work. At the end of the day. One more thing I want to do before I get out of here that I want to talk about is no, I can wait for that for another stream. That could be for another stream. I'll do that for another stream. That'll be pretty cool if I do it for another stream. I don't want to get into another channel. I'll be here all day, but I'm gonna get up out of here and probably find probably a game or two to play before I go to bed. I try to go to bed around about 10 o'clock. So it's 8:16 right now. At the same time, I'm going to try to configure some more things out when it comes to this internet thing. I think the internet is running fine now. That's not the thing. It's just that I want to see if I can still get StreamYard working at some point, but I don't know. But it seemed like it turned out to be a pretty solid stream, but I will be doing more. Oh, also, I wanted to get this together because if I do live stream actual games, I don't want it to be an issue, doing something like this, because that will really suck. That'll kill the stream if my gaming side of streaming would not actually be as crisp and solid as it could be. But it seemed overall, I'm looking at the stream health, seemed like it was doing pretty good overall, much better than it was on StreamYard. But yeah, I think 30 minutes is good. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Doc Type, Killer Mullen, anybody else who came through. I really appreciate y'all. And we'll double back and look at this Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6 thing as more news come out about it, because I think this is pretty interesting. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here. I will probably be back tomorrow. I'll probably put a video up. I'll probably go live again, and we'll talk about something else. All right, man, I appreciate y'all. See you on the next one. Thanks, Doc Type. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I'm out. All right, y'all. Peace.